Have you ever looked down at your legs and thought, why do they feel so weak lately? You're eating right, staying active, doing everything the experts say, yet somehow, simple movements like standing up from a chair or walking up a single flight of stairs feel harder than ever before. Is it just age catching up to you, or could it be something more silent and sneaky? What if a food you've believed to be healthy your whole life is actually draining your strength one bite at a time? Thousands of older Americans are unknowingly sabotaging their legs, balance, and independence just by eating the wrong kind of fruit. Yes, fruit. The very foods that once helped your body grow may now be breaking it down. Let's talk about the 7 worst fruits for seniors and how they could be slowly weakening your muscles, inflaming your joints, and stealing the strength you rely on to stay mobile, independent, and confident. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss another tip from Senior Health Boost, where science meets everyday wisdom to keep you living strong. And if this topic already has you thinking twice, drop a 1 in the comments below. If not, type O and tell us how we can improve. 1. Pineapple, the acidic attacker. Let's start with a surprise. Pineapple. Yes, that bright golden fruit, praised for its anti-inflammatory enzyme bromelain and its tropical sweetness. You've likely reached for a slice thinking you were making a smart choice. But for people over 60, pineapple can be more harmful than helpful. Here's why. As we age, our blood vessels become thinner, our joints more fragile, and our metabolism much slower. Pineapple is naturally packed with sugar and acid, to things that spell trouble for aging legs. While it tastes refreshing and light, its sharp acidity can irritate joints already struggling with arthritis or wear and tear inflammation. And its sugars? They spike your blood sugar rapidly, especially dangerous for anyone with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or slower glucose control. That spike damages the tiny blood vessels in your legs' capillaries that are critical for carrying oxygen to your muscles. Without enough oxygen, your legs start feeling tired, heavy, and eventually, weak. You might notice stiffness in your knees, a strange burning in your ankles, or swelling that seems to come out of nowhere. For those taking heart medications or blood thinners, bromelain in pineapple can also interfere, either weakening your prescription or amplifying its effects to dangerous levels. What makes pineapple especially dangerous is that it works quietly. It won't knock you off your feet overnight, but weeks, months, or years of regularly eating it could lead to joint pain, instability, or even a loss of confidence when walking across a room. The hardest truth? Sometimes the foods we trust the most betray us the deepest. But pineapple isn't the only hidden danger in your fruit bowl. The next one is even more common, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. You've likely heard it's great for your muscles, but the science tells a very different story. Ready to uncover the next fruit that could be sabotaging your leg strength? If you're still with me, comment 1 below so I know this is helping. Let's move on to number 2. We just uncovered how pineapple, a fruit once praised for its anti-inflammatory powers, could quietly be weakening your legs and joints. But what if I told you another fruit far more common, often eaten daily, and considered a must-have for muscle health is just as dangerous? Let's peel back the truth on the next culprit. 2. Bananas. The sugar trap and Disquisibanas have been a symbol of healthy eating for decades. They're convenient. They're packed with potassium. They've long been the go-to snack for athletes, praised for preventing cramps, fueling workouts, and aiding recovery. But here's the part no one told you. After age 60, bananas can silently start working against your body. You see, what once helped support your muscles when you were younger might now be setting you up for stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. The problem lies in how bananas affect aging metabolisms, especially those with reduced insulin sensitivity. Each banana contains a high amount of natural sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates. When you eat one, your blood sugar shoots up quickly. That rush feels energizing at first, giving you a sense of lightness or alertness. But just as quickly, your insulin surges in response, and what follows is a crash. This spike and drop cycle becomes more harmful over time. It encourages inflammation across the body, especially in your legs, where circulation may already be sluggish due to age. And with slower metabolic processes, the sugar stays in your system longer, causing persistent heaviness, tightness, and reduced recovery. But the damage doesn't end with blood sugar. Bananas are also linked to subtle water retention in seniors. Ever feel that puffy sensation in your ankles after sitting for a while? Or notice your shoes feel tighter by the end of the day? That healthy banana may be to blame. Fluid retention, even in small amounts, puts added pressure on your joints and muscles. The result? Swelling, stiffness, and difficulty with movement. Climbing stairs feels harder. Walking across the living room suddenly requires more effort. For those managing heart issues, this becomes an even riskier mix. The potassium in bananas, while necessary in moderation, combined with water retention, can disrupt fluid balance and strain the cardiovascular system. And yet, because bananas are so familiar, so trusted, many seniors continue to eat one or even two every single day. You may not feel it after the first one, or even after a week, but that's the scary part. The effects are subtle, building slowly over time until one day, your legs feel heavier, your energy lower, and your joints just don't move the way they used to. And the hardest part, you thought it was helping you, but we're not done yet. Now, imagine something even smaller than a banana. Something sweet, soft, and snackable. You probably eat it by the handful without thinking twice. It's advertised as a heart-healthy food, full of antioxidants, perfect for digestion. But for seniors, this little fruit might be fueling joint inflammation, swelling, and even gout-like pain. Let's take a closer look at what it really does. 3. Grapes. The tiny inflammation bomb. Grapes look innocent enough, don't they? They're soft, juicy, easy to grab and go. Toss a few into your salad, your cereal, or just eat them straight from the bunch. And let's be honest, it's hard to stop at just a few. But despite their size and reputation for being heart-friendly, grapes may be quietly damaging your joints and muscles, especially if you're over 60. Here's the root of the problem. Grapes are packed with fructose, a type of natural sugar that's metabolized almost entirely by your liver. Now, when consumed in moderation, fructose isn't necessarily bad. But grapes are so small and so easy to overeat that moderation goes out the window quickly. What happens next? Your liver converts that excess fructose into fat and uric acid. And that uric acid builds up right in your joints, especially in your knees, ankles, and toes. Ever felt a sudden burn in your big toe late at night? Or an unexplained ache in your calves after just a short walk? What about swelling that lingers in your lower legs? That's not just aging. That could be inflammation triggered by excess uric acid from eating too many grapes. This isn't just about joint pain. Grapes also contribute to chronic low-grade inflammation throughout the body. That's the kind of inflammation that doesn't cause an immediate crisis, but slowly chips away at your energy, your recovery, and your leg strength. It makes your muscles fatigue faster. It delays healing after a long day. It adds an extra layer of soreness that wasn't there before. And the most dangerous part, it happens gradually. You don't feel it after one handful. But when grapes become a regular snack, something you reach for out of habit, you're creating a feedback loop of sugar, inflammation, and weakness. Before you know it, a few grapes here and there turn into the equivalent of a sugary dessert. And while your taste buds are fooled by the light, fruity texture, your body knows better. Your body pays the price in swelling, soreness, and slow, creeping loss of strength. Still think it's an innocent snack? Well, here's the kicker. If grapes, tiny as they are, can have that kind of effect on your legs and joints, imagine what a much bigger fruit, nearly all water, can do. One that's often seen as the perfect hydrator. One you eat in large slices on a warm day, thinking you're doing your body a favor. This next fruit feels light but behaves like pure sugar in your bloodstream. And over time, it may be draining your legs of oxygen, leaving your muscles exhausted and your balance less stable. Let's talk about what that fruit really is. 4. Watermelon. The deceptive hydrator. There's something nostalgic about watermelon, isn't there? It reminds you of backyard barbecues, summer picnics, sticky fingers, and bright red smiles. It's light, refreshing, and easy to love. For many seniors, watermelon feels like the perfect fruit, low in calories, full of water, easy to chew, and easy on the stomach. But what if this fruit is fooling you? Despite being made mostly of water, watermelon has one of the highest glycemic indexes of any fruit. That means it causes an extremely fast and sharp spike in blood sugar followed by a hard crash. For younger bodies, that spike might be manageable. But for seniors, especially those with slower metabolisms, insulin resistance, or borderline diabetes, that roller coaster effect is anything but harmless. When your blood sugar spikes, your body floods with insulin to bring it back down. But that surge creates a wave of inflammation, especially in your legs. Why your legs? Because they already suffer from reduced circulation with age. That's where oxygen delivery slows down, and that's where damage starts to build. Your knees begin to feel stiffer. Your ankles swell a bit more each week. You might feel your calves getting heavier after only a short stroll. And all the while, you think you're staying hydrated. But what's really happening? Your muscles aren't getting the oxygen they need. Your joints are being taxed by repeated sugar spikes, and your balance suffers as a result. The irony is cruel. The fruit that feels like water acts like sugar, and your body knows the difference. Even more concerning, watermelon is incredibly easy to overeat. One slice leads to another, then another. Because it's light, right? Because it's just water. But your body doesn't count slices, it reacts to sugar load. And watermelon delivers plenty. This flood of sugar and insulin throws off your body's equilibrium. The result? Soreness, sluggish legs, difficulty with everyday movements like standing, climbing, or even walking to the mailbox. You might not suspect watermelon. After all, it doesn't taste like trouble. But sometimes the most harmless seeming habits are the ones that chip away at your strength, the slowest and the deepest. So what should you do? First, don't panic. It's not about cutting out every fruit. It's about understanding which fruits serve you best at your age and which ones may be quietly making life harder. Because the more you know, the stronger you stay. And speaking of strength, the next fruit on this list is one that's often found in smoothies, yogurts, and health snacks. It has a creamy texture and a rich flavor, and many believe it's one of the healthiest choices you can make. But what if this fruit is hiding a powerful enzyme that wears down cartilage, inflames joints, and could even accelerate bone loss in seniors? If that sounds surprising, you're going to want to stick around for fruit #5. Still watching and learning something new? Let me know by typing 1 in the comments, so I know you're here with me. Let's keep going because the next fruit might just shock you. We've already seen how grapes and watermelon, despite their innocent sweetness, can quietly weaken your legs. But what if the next threat is a fruit that's been on your breakfast table for decades, a symbol of health, immunity, and vitality? Let's talk about the fruit you trust most and why it might be time to question it. 5. Oranges. The acidic sneak for most Americans, oranges have always meant wellness. A glass of orange juice at breakfast. A bright slice packed in your lunch. It's tradition. It's routine. It feels like something you should keep doing, especially if you care about your immune system. After all, oranges are rich in vitamin C, they're natural, and they've been praised for generations. So why would they be a problem now? The answer lies beneath their cheerful, sunny surface, because for seniors, the story isn't so sweet. As you age, your joints go through subtle changes. The protective cartilage wears thinner, your tissues grow more sensitive, and your body becomes more prone to chronic inflammation. Combine that with years of wear and tear, and your joints simply don't recover like they used to. Now, here's where oranges become a silent saboteur. They're loaded with citric acid. That same tart taste that makes them refreshing and tangy. It can also irritate already inflamed joints, especially knees, hips, and ankles. If you've noticed that your knees feel extra stiff in the morning, or your hips ache after sitting for a while, don't be so quick to blame it on aging. It might be acid. And that's not all. Oranges also contain natural sugars, and when eaten on an empty stomach or in juice form, their sugars enter your bloodstream quickly. This sugar spike triggers an inflammatory response, especially in areas where circulation is poor, your legs. The result? You might feel puffy ankles, aching calves, a lingering soreness in your lower body that just won't go away. Not all at once, but slowly, subtly, consistently. Here's the tricky part. It feels like a healthy habit. You're drinking your morning juice. You're eating your orange slices. You think you're doing something good, but all the while, your body is paying a hidden cost. And that's the unsettling truth. A fruit you trusted for decades might now be contributing to the very discomfort you're trying to prevent: weakness, swelling, and a loss of mobility. Now, if oranges, so beloved, so familiar, can do this, what about a fruit that looks even cleaner? Something tart, bright, and praised for its low sugar? One you've probably eaten raw, maybe even before bed, thinking it's the safe snack? It's time to take a hard look at green apples. 6. Green apples. The sour trigger. Green apples seem like the perfect choice for seniors trying to reduce sugar. They're crisp. They're tart. They're often marketed as the clean alternative to red apples. You might slice one up with lunch or reach for it before bedtime to curb your appetite. But what most people don't realize is that their soreness comes from malic acid, a natural compound that can be tough on aging bodies. When you're younger, your gut lining and joints are more resilient. Acids like malic are processed and neutralized easily. But after 60, your digestive system becomes more delicate, your joints more reactive, and your ability to neutralize acids declines significantly. This means something as simple as a green apple, especially when eaten alone, can silently aggravate joint pain. Many seniors don't connect the dots. They wake up with sore knees, stiff ankles, or aching hips. They assume it's age, but often, it's their diet. The acidic compounds in green apples may be creating small, repeated irritations inside the joints, building up over time. And even though they're not overly sweet, green apples still contain sugar. When eaten on an empty stomach, they can trigger minor but repeated blood sugar spikes, especially dangerous for those with slower insulin response. This leads to a pattern many seniors are all too familiar with. You wake up stiff. By midday, your thighs feel heavy. By evening, you're too tired to go for that walk you promised yourself. You think it's just the natural course of aging. But what if it's not? What if that green apple, something so seemingly harmless, is actually contributing to the problem? That's the danger of repeated small choices. When done once, they don't hurt. But when done every day, as so many seniors do, the impact compounds. And the cost becomes your comfort, your strength, and your independence. But we're not quite finished. If green apples can trigger inflammation and leg weakness without tasting all that sweet, imagine the damage that might be coming from a fruit that's pure indulgence, soft, tropical, rich, and sugary enough to feel like dessert. This next fruit is beloved around the world. It's smooth, it's golden, and it smells like summer. But beneath its feel-good image lies something dangerous, especially for aging legs and joints. Let's unwrap the final piece of this puzzle. 7. Mango. The sugar bomb. Mangoes are like nature's candy. Their soft, golden flesh, their tropical scent, their melt-in-your-mouth texture. They're the kind of fruit that makes you smile before you even take a bite. And for many seniors, mangoes are viewed as a treat that's still healthy. After all, it's fruit. It must be good for you, right? But unfortunately, mangoes might be one of the most dangerous fruits for people over 60, particularly when it comes to inflammation, joint pain, and muscle fatigue. Here's why. Mangoes are extremely high in natural sugars, especially fructose, which, as we discussed earlier, is processed by the liver. When too much fructose enters your system at once, your liver converts it into fat and uric acid, and that uric acid often settles in your joints. The result? Swelling, burning pain, stiffness, that nagging ache in your toes after dinner, the tightness in your knees when you stand. These may not be random. They could be a direct result of sugar overload from sweet fruits like mango. What's worse is how deceptively easy they are to overeat. One mango seems small, but it contains more sugar than a candy bar. And because it doesn't feel heavy, you might have it in a smoothie, then again as dessert, or as part of a fruit salad. That's a triple hit to your metabolism, blood sugar, and joints. And again, the consequences aren't instant. Mango doesn't punch your muscles into weakness right away. It erodes them, quietly, slowly, softly. The soreness comes later. The fatigue sneaks in. The balance starts to go. And you don't blame the mango because it feels so good. But if you're struggling with swollen ankles, tight calves, or a general heaviness in your lower body, and you're eating mangoes regularly, it's time to rethink. Because no matter how natural the sugar is, your body still has to fight it, especially when you're past 60. So now you know the 7 fruits that might be silently working against your legs, joints, and independence. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Because when you're informed, you're empowered. But don't worry, this isn't the end of the story. Just because these 7 fruits may not serve your body the way they once did, doesn't mean fruit is off the table entirely. In fact, in the next part of this video, we'll show you the best fruits to eat after 60, the ones that fight inflammation, support strong muscles, and protect your joints naturally. If you've learned something new today, type 1 in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Senior Health Boost for more life-changing insights backed by real science and real stories. Now, are you ready to rebuild strength with the right fruits? Let's flip the script, starting with fruit number 1 on the good list. We've just uncovered the surprising truth about mangoes, that their sweet, tropical flavor may quietly be inflaming your joints, spiking your blood sugar, and slowly weakening your legs. And if even something so natural can be harmful, it begs the question, what fruits can actually help you? Because while some fruits work against your mobility, others can support your strength, soothe inflammation, and protect the very muscles that help you move freely every day. Let's talk about the fruits that truly belong in your basket after 60. The right fruits, nature's remedy for aging legs. After hearing which fruits might be damaging your legs, the next question is only natural. So what can I eat instead? Here's the good news. Not all fruits are created equal. While some are high in sugar and inflammatory acids, others are low glycemic, antioxidant rich, and packed with healing compounds that work with your body, not against it. In fact, when chosen wisely, fruits can become powerful allies in your fight to stay mobile, independent, and pain-free. Let's start with one of the best choices you can make. 1. Berries. The tiny powerhouses. Don't be fooled by their size. Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are among the most anti-inflammatory fruits on the planet. They're packed with polyphenols, plant-based antioxidants that help neutralize inflammation at the cellular level. This is especially important for older adults, whose legs often suffer from reduced blood flow and chronic joint stress. What sets berries apart is their low sugar content. Unlike tropical fruits, they don't spike your blood sugar. Instead, they help regulate it, keeping your energy steady, your legs less swollen, and your joints more comfortable. Eating a small bowl of berries a few times a week has been linked to improved circulation, faster muscle recovery, and better stability. All things seniors need to stay strong and upright. And they taste great too. Add them to oatmeal, mix into yogurt, or enjoy them plain. They're sweet, satisfying, and deeply nourishing. 2. Cherries. The natural pain reliever. Sweet or tart, cherries are one of the few fruits scientifically shown to reduce uric acid in the body. That's a big deal, especially for anyone struggling with joint pain, arthritis, or gout. Why? Because uric acid is a major trigger for burning, stiffness, and inflammation in joints, especially in the knees, ankles, and toes. Cherries help your body flush out excess uric acid naturally, making them a smart addition to your weekly routine. Even a small handful can bring noticeable relief to aching joints and sore legs. Tip: go for fresh or frozen cherries. Avoid the canned varieties packed in syrup. They cancel out the benefits with added sugar. 3. Avocados. The creamy anti-inflammatory recipe. Don't be avocado is technically a fruit, and it might be the most senior-friendly fruit of all. Here's why. Avocados are low in sugar, high in healthy fats, and rich in anti-inflammatory nutrients like vitamin E and omega-9s. These healthy fats act like natural cushions for your joints, helping reduce friction, improve mobility, and lessen everyday aches and pains. Unlike sweet fruits, avocados won't spike your blood sugar. In fact, they provide stable energy that lasts, keeping your muscles fueled, your brain sharp, and your movements more fluid. Bonus: avocados also support heart health and digestion, two critical systems that directly affect circulation and leg strength. Add a few slices to your salad, spread on whole grain toast, or blend into a smoothie. However you enjoy it, your legs will thank you. 4. Papaya. The gentle digestive helper. Papaya may not get as much attention as berries or avocados, but it's quietly one of the most healing fruits for older adults. Why? Because papaya contains a powerful enzyme called papain, which supports digestion and helps break down proteins more efficiently. That matters, because poor digestion can increase inflammation throughout the body, including your legs. Papaya is also rich in vitamin C, beta-carotene, and flavonoids, all known to help calm chronic inflammation and support tissue repair. Even better, it's low in sugar and easy on the stomach. That makes it an excellent option for those who want nourishment without the risk of bloating, fatigue, or joint flare-ups. 5. Pears. The low-sugar, high-fiber choice pears are another often overlooked fruit that can do wonders for seniors. They're naturally low on the glycemic index, which means they release sugar slowly into your bloodstream, avoiding those harmful spikes that lead to inflammation, fatigue, and sore legs. Even better, pears are rich in fiber, which supports digestion, gut health, and helps reduce systemic inflammation. Their mild flavor, soft texture, and easy digestion make them ideal for aging bodies. Eat them fresh, baked, or blended into a smoothie. They're satisfying and supportive without weighing you down. So, what's the secret? The secret to eating fruit after 60 isn't cutting it out, it's choosing smartly. The right fruits won't just not hurt your legs, they'll actually help restore comfort, reduce inflammation, and give you the steady energy you need to move through life with confidence. They'll help you Wake up without stiffness, walk farther without swelling, climb stairs without aching, and enjoy your meals without second guessing your choices. Scouse food is more than fuel. It's your medicine, your ally, and your foundation for a strong, independent future. Final thought: better movement starts with better choice when it comes to leg strength, balance, and mobility. After 60, effort alone isn't enough. You can walk, stretch, and exercise all you want, but if your diet is secretly working against you, your progress will stall. That's why your choices in the kitchen matter just as much as what you do at the gym. And you've already taken the first step. You're here, learning and taking action, because you care about your health. You care about staying active. You care about walking strong into the future. The best part? It doesn't require a major overhaul. Just small shifts like swapping out high-sugar fruits for low-glycemic, anti-inflammatory ones can change the way your legs feel, your body heals, and your day flows. You've got this. If this video gave you new insights or opened your eyes to something you never realized before, type 1 in the comments, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to Senior Health Boost for weekly health wisdom made just for you. And coming up next, we'll explore the top 5 vitamins and minerals that support strong legs, steady balance, and healthy joints after 60. You won't want to miss this. Let's keep going. Your strongest years are still ahead. So here we are at the end of a journey that began with a single simple question: why are my legs getting weaker even though I'm trying to do everything right? And along the way, you didn't just learn about fruits. You discovered how your everyday choices, even ones as innocent as what's in your fruit bowl, can either support your strength or slowly chip away at it. And the fact that you're still here listening, reflecting, and seeking answers tells me something powerful. You haven't given up. You still believe in your strength, your independence, and your right to live life on your own terms. And you absolutely should. Wisdom comes with experience, but strength comes from action. The truth is, as we grow older, the world starts whispering quiet messages to us. Slow down. Take it easy. This is just part of getting old. But here's what they don't say: that you are still capable of incredible things. That aging isn't your enemy, complacency is. It's not the number on your birthday cake that weakens you. It's the little habits we ignore, the foods we don't question, the routines we follow just because we always have. That's what erodes our strength, not overnight, but quietly, one bite, one day, one decision at a time. And not because you did anything wrong, but because no one ever gave you the full picture. No one ever told you that some of the fruits we were told to trust, the ones we've eaten for decades, might now be working against us. No one said that foods meant to heal could become foods that hurt when your body changes with age. But now you know, and that changes everything. Knowledge isn't just power, it's freedom, because once you understand how food interacts with your muscles, joints, and circulation, you start to realize something profound. Every choice you make, from what's on your plate to how you start your morning, is either building your strength or slowly stealing it. And here's the part that no one emphasizes enough: you are still in control. Not your age, not your diagnosis, not your calendar. Your next step forward, literal or figurative, belongs to you. And you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start with one better choice, one smarter fruit, one moment of awareness, and then another, and another, because those little moments, they add up. They rebuild what was worn down. They restore what was lost. They help you feel like you again. Your legs carry more than just your body. Think about it for a second. Your legs don't just move you from place to place. They carry your purpose. Your ability to stand tall at family events, to dance at your granddaughter's wedding, to walk hand in hand with someone you love, to travel, to cook, to garden, to live. They carry your life, and they deserve protection, not with fear or restriction, but with respect and intention. So if there's one core message I hope you walk away with today, it's this: the body listens to what we feed it, and it always responds. Not always right away, but always. Choose healing over habit from this day forward. May you choose healing over harm, movement over stillness, awareness over assumption, wisdom over old routines, and most of all, hope over helplessness. Because no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated, no matter how long it's been since you felt light on your feet, no matter what anyone says, it's never too late to walk stronger. Never too late to stand taller. Never too late to feel better. Never too late to live more fully. And if you've made it this far in the video, I know this much: you care. Not just about getting by, but about thriving. Not just about living longer, but about living better. That matters. And that energy, that spirit, that determination, that's what will carry you forward. Let's build this community together now. I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you learned from today's video, something you're going to apply in your daily life. Maybe it's switching out your morning fruit. Maybe it's rethinking that evening snack. Maybe it's just taking that next walk with intention. Whatever it is, drop it in the comments, because your insight might inspire someone else here too. This isn't just a video, it's a community, a movement, a gathering place for people who are choosing to age with power, purpose, and clarity. So let's support one another as we move forward, stronger and smarter. Before you go, if this video helped you rethink something in your health routine, please hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this kind of content matters. Share it with someone you care about, a friend, a spouse, a parent, anyone who might benefit from this knowledge. And most importantly, subscribe to Senior Health Boost for more life-changing tips that speak not just to your body but to your lived experience. Every week, we bring you honest insights, clear answers, and practical strategies backed by science and delivered with care. Because your journey isn't over. It's just beginning again with fresh eyes and stronger legs. Thank you for being here. Thank you for walking this path with us. And here's to walking taller, longer, and better starting today.